Nightbeat starts right now.
We begin tonight with a fire at a far South Bexar County elementary school. We have a crew on scene gathering details, but Southside ISD has confirmed that fire damaged 2 classrooms at Pierce Elementary, which are not a part of the main building there. In a letter to parents, the district superintendent says no students or staff were on site at the time, and the cause is still unknown. Authorities are, of course, investigating. The letter also states this incident will not affect school hours on Monday. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates on this story as we get them.
New on the Nightbeat, 46-year-old Joe Gomez identified as the suspect who fired shots Thursday from a highway overpass and then hours later again opened fire, this time outside of a terminal at San Antonio International Airport.
Gomez was shot twice by a park police officer before dying of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Night Team's Dylan Collier takes a closer look at Gomez's past history with law enforcement.
When San Antonio Park Police Officer John Maines came face-to-face with Joe Gomez outside Terminal B of San Antonio International Airport Thursday afternoon, he was encountering someone with a lengthy involvement with local law enforcement. Court records show Gomez was arrested 7 times in Bexar County since 1999, but had remained out of police custody since 2014, when he was booked on his second of 2 felony drug charges, later accepting a plea deal that gave him 2 years probation in exchange for the charge being reduced. And while Gomez was twice arrested for DWI, he had no record of any violent or weapons-related offenses.
What we had there was the start of an active shooter situation.
SAPD officials have not provided any information, if they even have it yet, about why Gomez chose Thursday to fire 9 to 10 shots from a Loop 1604 flyover before driving off and then 4 hours later driving the wrong direction to the arrival area of the airport, again firing his handgun. And again, luckily, not striking anyone. And no one answered the door at Gomez's last known address this evening. Officer Maines, meanwhile, has been placed on administrative duty, which is standard after officers shoot someone. Reporting live downtown, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Dylan. Turning to other top stories tonight, we learned new details today about the incident that led to a San Antonio police officer shooting and killing 2 people and injuring 1 other. SAPD has identified the officer only as Officer Savage, a 5-year veteran with the department. The shooting began during a traffic stop around 11:30 a.m. in the 2300 block of Penn Road. Police say when the officer opened his door, the front seat passenger from the car stopped, began to shoot. The officer returned fire, eventually killing the driver and front passenger. A 3rd person was also inside the vehicle and was also hit in the torso. She was taken to the hospital. Officer Savage was shot in the hand and is expected to be okay. As protocol, he will be placed on administrative duty while Internal Affairs investigates the incident.
Meanwhile, a man has SAPD officers to thank for saving his life after he was shot overnight. Those shots fired around 11 o'clock Friday night in the 3200 block of West Salinas. That victim telling police he was walking out of a nearby convenience store when a white car pulled up, fired multiple shots, and then drove off. He was hit twice in the leg. Police say the victim was losing consciousness while waiting for EMS to arrive, so those officers made a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. Police say they are still looking for suspects tonight.
We are still waiting to learn the name of a teen hit and killed by a vehicle while walking on the side of a road overnight. BCSO deputies were called to the scene just before 11 last night on FM 1937 and Arcositas in far South Bexar County. Deputies say the 15-year-old boy was pronounced dead at the scene. No charges are expected to be filed against the person who hit him.
Arson investigators looking into the cause of what they say is a suspicious house fire. It all started around 12:30 today in the 6600 block of Cherryleaf. Crews say flames were already shooting through the front window when they arrived on scene. A car parked across the street from that house also on fire. No one was home at the time and no injuries were reported.
Her cherished house burned down last week, but that did not stop Celia Ochoa from celebrating her 96th birthday today. Her family and community made a big effort to turn tragedy into gratitude after a very close call. They explain what happened during that fire and prove why family is the most important thing in their lives. Last Tuesday night was a tough one for both Celia Ochoa and San Antonio fire crews. A firefighter was injured trying to break down the flames at her house on Britton Avenue on the south side.
I was actually next door with a neighbor talking, and we smelled smoke.
Ochoa's oldest daughter, Celia Garcia, saw smoke pouring from the back of her mother's house and quickly got her out.
Sitting down looking at TV, she was not even aware of what was going on.
The house was a true home that sheltered Ochoa and generations of her family for 67 years. Today, fire truck sirens rang out again, but for a very different reason. Crews joined a drive-by parade to celebrate Ochoa's 96th birthday.
I love it. I like it very much. So everything was beautiful.
Despite the recent tragedy, she donned her flower crown and a gentle smile.
I feel good. I feel okay. Yeah. Because I'm here with my sons and my daughters and everybody.
Ochoa's sister was Rosita Fernandez, a San Antonio staple, singer and entertainer. The way her sister was known for singing, Ochoa was known for her love of family.
Mom does not ever think of herself. She always thinks of everyone else.
Ochoa's daughter, Martha Ochoa Johnson, says that's why the whole family is gathering funds and resources to rebuild and restore what's left of the beloved home. In fact, it's Ochoa's one and only birthday wish.
I hope that they fix my house.
But even with that fresh on her mind, a selfless mom and grandmother spent her birthday with gratitude, taking in the love around her that no fire could destroy.
And we wish her a very happy birthday. Mayor Ron Nirenberg joining the hundreds of thousands of San Antonians who've already received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. The mayor got his jab of the Pfizer vaccine at the Alamo Dome today. Following his shot, the mayor gave a brief update on the state of vaccinations here in the Alamo City.
Production has been ramping up over the last couple months. We've been fighting really hard to get our federal and state partners to ship us more doses. It's been a long time coming, but we're starting to get those doses in now. So, as you know, you can make an appointment. Appointments are readily available.
Now, if you're one of those who still needs to make their first appointment, we have plenty of information on how and where to do that. It's all posted right now at KSAT.com.
Taking a look outside with live cam tonight, man, it felt nice out there today, especially considering how hot it could be this time of year. Even right now, we are in the upper 50s, nice and chilly out there this evening, and we're going to get things off to a cold start again tomorrow morning, and it will be another unseasonably cool day even into Sunday afternoon. Take a look at today's almanac. We got up to 70. That's 11 degrees below average for this time of year after a morning low of 53. You can thank last night's cold fronts for this nice cool day today. Again, it'll be cool and comfortable again as we wrap up the weekend tomorrow. What about rain? We need it in a big way. We'll talk about some rain chances we have sprinkled throughout the planning forecast coming up in just a bit. Courtney.
Thank you, Katie. Well, whether you prefer Pilsners or Pale Ales, Sours or Stouts, there are a lot of options when it comes to craft beer in San Antonio. It was the topic of this week's KSAT Explains. RJ Marquez steps into the breakdown booth to talk a little bit about what he learned while reporting for this episode.
San Antonio as a brewery town. Yes, as crazy as that sounds, we are absolutely getting there. Now, are we as close as what Austin is or even somewhere like Colorado when it comes to breweries per capita? Of course not. But I love the fact that we are just growing with this booming business, this brewery business. And needless to say, this was a very interesting episode to work on. We were able to go to several different breweries across the city, get to try all sorts of different craft beers, get to try all sorts of different flavors and taste ingredients. We also got to learn about the history. A lot of iconic buildings in San Antonio that started as breweries. You think of the Pearl, you think of Lone Star Brewery, all those iconic places, the Menger Hotel, which was a big part of the San Antonio brewery history. So this was a really cool episode to work on. I was glad to be a part of it. And I think the biggest takeaway is that these places are really becoming neighborhood driven, community driven. During the pandemic, their customers were there for them, and during the winter storm, we saw breweries step up in many ways for customers, giving them water and giving them different supplies to get through that tough time. So what I loved about this episode is that even if you aren't a big beer fan, these are still places that are in your neighborhood. These are still places that you could go hang out with friends and have a good time. And you know what? They're local as well. So you're also helping give back to these local businesses, endeavors, and all these owners and founders were great. They really represent the city of San Antonio well, and we're only getting bigger when it comes to San Antonio as a brewery town.
Paid to report on beer. Where do I get that assignment? A vigil taking place in Indianapolis tonight in memory of the victims of a mass shooting at a FedEx facility there. Meantime, we are learning more about the people killed and hearing from their loved ones. We'll have the latest on all of that right after this. Tonight, vigils in Indianapolis following yet another mass shooting.
A lone gunman killed 8 people at a FedEx facility there, and we're now learning more about those victims, half belonging to the city's Sikh community.
And tonight, we are also hearing from the family of the suspected gunman who says they tried to get him help.
ABC's Ike Egiachi is in Washington with the latest.
Tonight, 2 solemn moments. People in Indianapolis organizing 2 separate vigils this weekend to honor the victims from another mass shooting.
Show empathy, show love.
Police say 19-year-old Brandon Hole, a former FedEx employee, killed 8 people at a FedEx facility in Indianapolis late Thursday, wounding 5 others before taking his own life. Tonight, the suspect's family releasing a statement saying they're devastated at the loss of life, offering their sincerest apologies to the victims and saying they tried to get Hole the help he needed. Half of the victims are members of the local Sikh community, like 66-year-old Amarjeet Johal, pictured here in the middle.
I posted her picture everywhere because she's not going to be a statistic. She has a story. She's a person.
The victims' ages range from 19 to 74 years old. One woman related to 2 of the deceased says she's hoping family members from India can pay their respects.
We can't even schedule a funeral. We have to make sure that our cousin, my sister's brother, can get here so he can see her one last time.
Police are still unsure of the suspect's motive, but a spokesman for the Sikh community is pointing to the victims and fears his neighbors were directly targeted.
Fear is of the unknown, and people do not know about us because of our appearance, about what we wear, and beard and turban, and that's why most of the time we are the victim of hate crimes.
This is the 3rd mass shooting this year in Indianapolis. Ike Egiachi, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, turning to the weather now. Very windy, chilly kind of day.
I didn't have any pumpkin spice at home. That's why I have it. But I didn't put it in my
It might be that long before we feel this again.
I know. Soak it in, savor every moment. And the good news is we'll get to do it all over again tomorrow. So you won't have to crank up the AC on Sunday. Things are going to stay very comfortable for the rest of the weekend. Check out today's high temperatures across the board. 70 the high in San Antonio. Our average is 81, so well below average. A few spots off to the southwest did sneak into the upper 70s. But look at the hill country. Only got as warm as 62 in Kerrville. 59 the high in Rock Springs. Quickly switching gears from temperatures to rainfall deficit over the past 365 days. Essentially, everyone across the KSAT viewing area is down in terms of rainfall over the past year. Some of these numbers a bit more staggering than others. Places like Uvalde, Kerrville, San Antonio, Gonzales, New Braunfels, down more than 20 inches below normal in terms of rainfall over the past year. We have a lot of ground to make up. So obviously the natural question you may have is, okay, when can we start working on that? It does look like late next week will be our next best chance at some beneficial rainfall. I've got a chance of a stray shower or sprinkle in the forecast for Sunday into Monday, but it won't be until the back half of next week that we have the opportunity to see a chance of some slightly more widespread, potentially beneficial rainfall. So we'll look forward to that. For now, we'll enjoy this nice little chill in the air. 51 from Fredericksburg down to Kerrville, 59 in Pleasanton, 66 in Cotulla. It was a windy and gusty day at times. Our wind gusts have really relaxed tonight. Still up near 20-25 miles per hour down south of Highway 90, but elsewhere not quite as gusty. Still a touch breezy. We're sustained right around 15 miles per hour here in San Antonio. And overnight through early tomorrow, our winds will be between about 5 and 15 miles per hour. So you may hear that breeze every now and then overnight, and at times again Sunday, anywhere from right around dawn through the early afternoon, we'll carry a bit of a breeze, but it won't be as windy tomorrow as it was today. Looking at satellite and radar, Quiet out there for most of us. We had some nice healthy rain off to the southeast and even some showers up in the hill country earlier in the day. All of that has cleared out now. No rain across our area for the time being. As we head into the overnight hours, I do expect skies will become mostly cloudy once again. We had a decent chance to clear out this evening. So by early tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy skies, a few breaks here and there, and a chance of a stray shower or a sprinkle. If any rain shows up on radar tomorrow, it is going to be very isolated in nature and so light. It's really not going to do anything for us at all. So mostly cloudy in the morning with a few sprinkles possible. Temperature wise, we'll start off right around 53 from Del Rio down to Eagle Pass, just shy of 50 here in San Antonio, mid 40s up in the hill country. So nice and cool early in the morning. A good morning, I think, for a walk or a jog to get your Sunday started. Into tomorrow afternoon, we'll drop that low chance of a few sprinkles. Should get to clear out again tomorrow like we did today. See some sun in the afternoon, and our high temperatures tomorrow will be back in the upper 60s and low 70s, low to mid 70s possible off to the south and to the west. Humidity stays low again tomorrow, so it's going to be another cool and very comfortable day for us here, with dew points staying in very dry territory Sunday and into Monday. Now, before they can climb too much, we're going to have a dry frontal boundary Tuesday into Wednesday to keep humidity low once again. But the back half of next week, humidity jumps up. It'll be humid again by Friday, and that's also when we have that better chance of some scattered showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder. We'll talk about the weather pattern change that could bring us those rain chances coming up next half hour. Guys,
we'll take it when we can get it.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the 70s.
70s, a great time to be born. All right.
That too. That's of course what I meant.
At least Larry agrees, probably. All right, not one, but two local soccer state champions.
Yeah, Lee dominated during the regular season in 6A. Bernie dominated in the regular season in 4A. So it's just awesome that they both went all the way. Both were crowned state champions. We got highlights and posts from both schools coming up. God, it's just so awesome. Plus, the Spurs were missing some key guys tonight, but you know what? It hasn't mattered so far. Coming up. After 2 years of heartbreak, the Lee boys soccer team finally found redemption and can celebrate as state champs in big board sports. Spurs are playing at the Suns right now. DeMar, Patty, and Jakob are all sitting out for rest. Doesn't really matter, though. First quarter, Derek White shoots and misses. Drew Eubanks, who got the start, tips it back. Spurs are down 13-12. Then Devin Vassell, corner three, and the Spurs go up 22-17. And check out the Spurs' great ball movement here. Rudy is going to save the pass from Trey Jones to Lonnie Walker, the fourth, to Vassell for a slam dunk. And the Spurs led 28-19 after one. Shot clock running down. Lonnie from 31 feet is good, and the Spurs are cruising 37-25. Spurs led by as many as 23 in the first half and 64-45 at halftime. And right now the Spurs are up 83-58 in the third. Now remember, Phoenix is second best in the West. Now the Spurs will next fly to Indiana to face the Pacers Monday night at 7. The Lee boys soccer team gets their shot at redemption tonight in the UIL Class 6A state championship game against Rockwall Heath at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown. First half, Lee gets on the board first. Julian Sanchez sends a cross into the box, and Henry Bolin drills a shot past the keeper. The senior captain gives the Vols a 1-0 lead just 15 minutes into the match. He's got another chance to double the lead late in the first half on a penalty kick, but his shot ricochets off the crossbar and out. So close. But the Vols settle for a 1-0 lead at halftime. Second half, 55th minute, Lee gets the second goal off Bolin's free kick. Giovanni Garcia heads it inside the post, and the Vols have control of the match with a 2-0 advantage. Senior goalkeeper Joey Petruni made sure it stayed that way, notching 2 saves and erasing a number of chances throughout the second half. The Vols finally do it. Lee hangs on to win it 2-0. They are 6A state champions.
It's a dream come true, really. The past 2 years was just dreadful work of getting back to the state. We could have done it last year. We got our season ruined from COVID. This year we had our chance and we did it and we won state, and I'm proud of these boys and what they've accomplished, and we state champions 2021.
I'm sure it'll be a lot more crazy in cups pretty soon on the bus, but right now it's soaking it in, and just to be a part of history on the right side this time is just amazing.
Loved the excitement. For notching a goal and assist, Bolin was named the match's most valuable player. Earlier in the day, the Bernie boys soccer team took on Diamond Hill Jarvis in the UIL Class 4A state championship, looking for their first title since 2006. And Bernie gets on the board first, 12th minute. Brett Hetty chips it into the box for Jess Gonzalez, and he buries it into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Bernie. That ends up being your halftime score. The Greyhounds strike again early in the second half. Eagles trying to clear, but the ball winds up on the foot of Landon Murphy, and he bounces it over the sliding keeper, and it's 2-0 Greyhounds. And the Bernie faithful, are absolutely loving it. Then midway through the half, Murphy with the corner kick, and the ball deflects in. Joe Ballinger was credited with the goal. Diamond Hill does score in the closing minutes, but the celebration is on. The Bernie boys soccer team is bringing home the state title with a 3-1 victory.
I mean, there was some big nerves at the hotel last night. You could tell everyone was a little quiet. Everybody went to bed early, but the moment the whistle blew for kickoff, I mean, everybody was locked in and ready to go.
We just stuck to our game plan. We came out fast, we pressed them, we got the first goal, and then we just kept going. And even against the wind, we were on the front foot the whole time.
It wasn't like one side of the ball had to bail out the other side. I thought our defense was phenomenal. Winning ball, first and second balls all over the place. The midfielders were doing their job, and then our attacking players were getting involved in the attack and being dangerous. And what more could you ask for in the state final game?
The Greyhounds got some help to get their fans to the stadium. The Bernie community paid for the buses up to Georgetown, and the kids say it's the biggest crowd they've ever played in front of. That is awesome. Later in sports, UIW freshman quarterback Cameron Ward set a program record. Guys?
Love to see them getting all that support.
I know, right?
That's one of those situations, last one out of town, turn the lights off, right?
You got it.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back. Well, as the country grapples with well over 500,000 coronavirus deaths, doctors say there's a hidden pandemic, the inability for those who lost loved ones to experience the grief process.
Yeah, it's leading to worries over something called prolonged grief disorder, something especially felt in minority communities. ABC's Alex Perche has more from Washington.
Right now, the U.S. is fighting off a fourth possible wave of COVID-19 and ramping up vaccine availability. But the overall toll of the virus is already sobering. More than 560,000 American lives lost. It's especially deadly in communities of color. For instance, researchers found Black Americans are 2 times more likely to die from the virus than their white counterparts. Carmen Butler's mother is among them.
Can I ask, is this your mom behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just wanted to make sure that everybody always knows it's about her,
Miss Diane Gardner Butler, the matriarch to Carmen and her 2 siblings. Home may have been Milwaukee, but her roots were clearly Southern.
My mom cooked every Sunday night.
Meals of love, greens picked the day before, pots purposely big just in case a stranger needed a plate.
That's why Sundays are the hardest. Not only that and stuff, I miss my mom saying go to church.
Miss Diane got sick last fall, admitted to the hospital on Halloween, and by December, she had died.
You know what bothered me the most is when I see on television other people holding their parents' hand, sitting next to around the bed, or a nurse holding the phone. I can't do that.
Carmen couldn't do that. Her family hasn't had a real celebration of life for her mother, and because of social distancing and restrictions, Carmen has been coping with the grief largely on her own. She's tried therapy, but it's been hard to find a therapist that relates.
There's a lack of mental health professionals of color, and there's an enormous body of literature that shows that when you have a therapist that looks like you, comes from the same background that you have, the outcomes are better.
Doctors say that people in Carmen's situation could be susceptible to a growing condition called prolonged grief disorder. It's persistent grief lasting longer than a year, and symptoms include extreme distress or anger.
Science shows that you get predisposed to heart problems, cancer, it lowers your immunity, which actually can make your COVID symptoms worse if you do have COVID. So prolonged grief disorder is the hidden pandemic.
Carmen's found an outlet, a community on Facebook, a grief support network of strangers all over the country that she attends on Sundays.
I be laying in the bed with the laptop over to the side, been crying, have all the tissues surrounding me.
Just like when her mom used to take her to church, Carmen has found her new sanctuary. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
With jury deliberations in Derek Chauvin's trial over the death of George Floyd expected next week, Minneapolis and other U.S. cities are now preparing for possible protests and continued civil unrest. This was the scene in Portland, Oregon last night, where police declared a riot. It marks the third declared riot there just this week. Portland Police Bureau posted images of broken windows and said some people were seen trying to burglarize businesses. Portland Fire and Rescue also extinguished at least 2 fires. Meanwhile, in our nation's capital, more than 100 people gathered and marched through downtown D.C. last night. D.C. police followed the crowd on bikes, but this group stayed peaceful. Many were seen carrying signs reading, "No justice, no peace." And that brings us to Minneapolis, where today the National Guard was seen setting up barricades and installing razor wire around a police building. Similar measures have also been taken at other precincts there. And security measures have been stepped up at the courthouse where Chauvin's trial is being held. That courthouse also just miles from Brooklyn Center, where 20-year-old Dante Wright was shot and killed by a police officer last weekend.
With military bands and a royal procession, Prince Philip was laid to rest in a funeral ceremony at Windsor that honored his lifetime of service to the country, the crown, and his wife of 73 years, Queen Elizabeth II. His coffin carrying the Duke on his final journey to St. George's Chapel in a special classic British Land Rover, specifically modified and partly designed by the Duke for this very day. 24 years ago, Philip was there to walk side by side with William and Harry behind their mother Diana's coffin. Today, the brothers walked behind his coffin. No eulogy, no sermon in line with his own wishes, but he chose the music, hymns associated with seafarers.
With grateful hearts, we remember the many ways in which his long life has been a blessing to us.
Prince Philip gave up much for the Queen, his family name, titles, nationality, and then a promising naval career, always to walk 2 steps behind her. Today, she followed him for the first and last time.
Home sales showing no signs of slowing down here in San Antonio, even amid a pandemic and severe weather events. We'll have more on that right after this break.
A pandemic and week-long deep freeze could not close the door on home sales. Last month, sales of existing homes in the San Antonio area soared again. More than 3,500 were sold. That's 16% more than last year. As 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz found out, that big demand is leading to major competition.
The house had only been on the market for a day and a half when Sasha Cole put in an offer.
We knew we had to come in pretty competitive.
Knowing there would be multiple bids, they offered more than asking price and wrote a personal letter.
Basically giving them a little backstory on us and why that house was going to be our forever home. So it kind of added a little bit of an emotional touch to it, which I think is what kind of put it over the top.
It is very much a seller's market. Demand far exceeds the supply of homes for sale, and that continues to push prices up. The average price of area homes sold in March was nearly $317,000. That's up 15% from a year ago. And they're being snapped up at near record pace. The average time for a home to sell is just 45 days, and in some cases, it's a lot faster than that.
What's happening is, because we're in multiple offer situations, we're sometimes seeing that the seller is allowing 5 days for everyone to get their offer in.
Sharon Macholka, the chair of the SA Board of Realtors, advises buyers to come in with their best offer and be open-minded when looking. As the spring and summer selling season heats up, she's hoping to see more homes go up for sale.
What I do see, though, right now is we're in a boom, and I'm pretty sure we're going to stay in the boom through August. At least.
As for Cole, her offer was accepted. Home sold in 3 days.
Hopefully within 30 days we'll be in our new home.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Outside with live cam, nice and chilly out there. We've got some high clouds around, no rain, unfortunately. And speaking of homes, That was my shoe that made a weird noise. If you need to work in the yard at your home tomorrow, it's going to be another cool day. Upper 40s, low 50s early. I can't rule out a few sprinkles through the first part of the day as well. But if you get any rain, it's not going to last very long, and it won't be much at all. Into the afternoon, some clearing here, and we're looking at temperatures tomorrow afternoon, upper 60s and low 70s. So another unseasonably cool and very comfortable day. We'll talk about better chances of rain coming later next week in just a few minutes.
Lost track of time there. Had to ask what we were doing next.
We're talking to Katie right now.
Hi, Katie.
And we're going to talk about how it was windy and the pollen messed up my morning, but it was worth it because the rest of the day was so nice in the 60s. I just couldn't believe what day or month it was.
It really, the oak today, technically it was high, but it was 820. Remember when we had a count of 40,000 last weekend? So in comparison, 820
wasn't bad.
Not bad at all. Hopefully it'll drop a little bit more tomorrow. Mold was also high today, and I think that number should drop a bit, but it may stay a touch elevated because we may have a few more sprinkles around tomorrow. Here's a look at today's rainfall. We did have a nice swath of some shower and thunderstorm activity way to the south, essentially from Laredo over to the Corpus Christi area, but some of our southeasternmost counties from Live Oak County, Beeville, B County up to Goliad, Victoria did get a few hundredths of an inch there. That's what radar estimates. Some locally higher totals certainly possible within some of our southeasternmost counties. Everyone else not too impressive. We did have a few little light showers and sprinkles in and around San Antonio, mainly through the first part of the day. A few little spritzy showers up through the hill country as well, but nothing that is going to put a dent in our drought situation and current rainfall deficit. So I'm going to jump ahead a few days here to Thursday of next week. So back half of next week. And what we're looking at here is rain making energy. You'll notice through Thursday morning, nothing really showing up. And what we're looking for are these orange and red colors, these blobs. That indicates good lift in the atmosphere, and that helps to support shower and thunderstorm activity. Notice, though, as we get into Friday, we start to have some of this moving into West Texas. So as far as our rain chances go over the next week or so, they're going to be quite low, even zero through the middle of next week. But as we get into Thursday, Friday, as some of that lift moves in and we start to see a subtle weather pattern change, we will up our rain chances. Right now, next Friday is looking like the best day for some scattered showers and maybe some thunderstorms. So we'll keep an eye on that for you over the next few days. Keep checking the forecast. As far as Sunday and Monday, just a stray shower or a sprinkle possible. And looking ahead through the next week or so at potential rainfall, highest totals east of San Antonio and 35. It looks like Houston could cash in on a couple inches of rain over the next 7 days. It'll be our easternmost communities as you get over closer to Gonzales, Hallettsville, Lavaca County there that could maybe see between a half inch to an inch of rain over the next week or so, with a lot of that kicking in as we get into the back half of next week. Hopefully we'll be able to spread the wealth a little bit more. We'll keep an eye on these upcoming rain chances for you over the next few days. Currently nice and chilly out there, 55, partly cloudy. We've got some high clouds lingering, but we don't have any of those low clouds in place, so there are some breaks in the cloud cover out there. 40 our dew point, air is nice and dry. Winds are fairly light compared to where they were earlier in the day. So 55 now at the airport, 56 in Gonzales, still at 60 in Del Rio. And again, our dew points are low behind last night's front, 30s, 40s, so air is nice and dry, and that contributes to that kind of chilly feel that we've got in place tonight. Winds, again, on the lighter side, a touch breezy here or there, and I can't rule out wind speeds between about 5 and 15 miles per hour overnight through the start of the day tomorrow, but certainly not as gusty as it was today. No rain across the area tonight. As we head into the overnight hours, I do think we'll pick up a bit more cloud cover and a stray shower here or there, maybe a couple of sprinkles. Futurecast not too optimistic with any rain across the area tomorrow. As we head into lunchtime, partly to mostly cloudy skies with some clearing likely tomorrow afternoon. We'll get some sun going, and that'll put our high temperatures in the low 70s tomorrow. A few more little stray showers and sprinkles possible into Monday as well. So maybe a sprinkle here or there early tomorrow, but rain not expected to be an issue at all for your Sunday. 70 the high, unseasonably cool by about 10 degrees for this time of year. Warm again by Tuesday. Then we've got a dry front coming through to drop humidity, cool us down a touch by the middle of next week. And we'll continue to keep an eye on hopefully better chances of rain by the end of next week, guys.
I know this weather doesn't stop you from having pool weather, though.
Oh, no, we're in the pool. It's just keeping the oak and all the other stuff out of the pool at this point. All right, Kiana Williams took one last victory lap around town before heading off on her next adventure in the WNBA.
Yeah, how great has this been for her? I mean, she got to hang out at the Spurs game last night, and the Spurs gave her own jersey with the Fiesta colors on it. She won a national championship. She was drafted here in town virtually. I mean, she is the toast of the town. And we have one of the wildest touchdown passes ever. You got to see it to believe it. Coming up.